We're going to review fronts. Front is when two air masses meet. So that's one of the things that you should think about every time you see two air masses meeting. When they come together, it's called a front. And a front will always bring a change in the weather. So when these two air masses, big blobs of air meet, it's called a front. Now you can have two different types of fronts. You can have a cold front, and that's when cold air comes in. And what happens is the cold air comes in and it shoots the warm air up over top of it. And when this happens, there's usually very violent weather, big changes in weather. It happens very suddenly, and it can cause some really bad things to happen. Hurricanes, tornadoes, thunderstorms, and really bad weather. And usually what happens when these warm air pockets are shifted up very quickly, so they rise sharp, it's called a sharp rise in warm air. We get these clouds that form, and they're big, deep clouds, and they're not like the typical, nice fluffy cloud. They don't look like a regular cloud. They're really tall and dark, and those types of clouds are indicative of bad weather, and those clouds are called cumulonimbus. Big word, cumulonimbus. It's very easy if you break it down into small parts. So cumulonimbus clouds, they will bring very bad weather. So once again, when a cold front comes in, we have a sharp rise in warm air. The cold air lifts that warm air up and throws it over top, and we have a really bad change in weather. And then the other type of front we have is a warm front. And a warm front is when warm air moves in. And warm air is a little bit more gentle. And what will happen is the cold air mass is there, and the warm air comes in and just gently rises over top. It's almost like they tiptoe over top of the cold air. And that will bring a slight change in the weather. You might get some rain showers. You might get some wind. But the change in the weather will not be very big. Okay, so maybe showers. Maybe wind. The weather will change very slightly when a warm front comes in. Slight change in the weather, and there's a slight rise in the warm air. It's a very gentle rise.